The recent turmoil between Israel and the Palestinians has led to protests around the U.S., including one here in Chicago. Good Day DePaul's Dua Israr was there and reports that some of the protesters were from DePaul.
Red, white, green, and black flags were seen waving across the streets of downtown Chicago as protesters gathered, advocating for Palestine to be a free state following an increase in violence between Palestinians and Israel. Protests began in Palestinian areas on May 6th after the Israeli Supreme Court ruled that Palestinian families would be evicted from the neighborhood of Sheikh Jarrah, a territory that's considered under occupation by Israel.
Free, free Sheikh Jarrah! Free, free Sheikh Jarrah! Save Sheikh Jarrah! Save Sheikh Jarrah!
On the 27th night of Ramadan, the holiest night for Muslims, the Israeli police stormed Al-Aqsa Mosque, the third holiest site for Muslims, resulting in protests across the world.
I'm here as a Palestinian. I mean, to be a Palestinian is to fight for Palestinian liberation. What's been happening back home, it's been horrible, and a lot of the media has been really quiet about it. They haven't been reporting how bad it is in Gaza, in Sheikh Jarrah, and Jerusalem.
On May 10th, Hamas, a Palestinian militant group, began firing rockets into Israel as a response to the violence that occurred at Al-Aqsa. DePaul Jewish Studies professor Stephen Resnikoff stated that, quote, Hamas's role in fomenting such violence shows that its uncontrolled hatred of Israel and Israelis is a constant obstacle to every effort to reach a just peace. Protesters at Chicago's rally said that Palestinians were peaceful until the attack on Al-Aqsa while Muslims were praying.
Had their homes stolen, who get bombarded with bombs, who get tear gassed and shot with rubber bullets when they peacefully protest.
Since then, the Israeli military has launched raids on the Gaza Strip, resulting in the death of at least 212 people. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said that Israel has a right to defend itself and will continue to do so.
Israel has responded forcefully to these attacks, and we will continue to respond forcefully until the security of our people is reinstated and restored.
The increased violence, which has killed nearly 60 children, has led to debates about war crimes. The United Nations Security Council called for an immediate ceasefire. Some Palestinians feel that their concerns are not being heard.
Palestinian people have been screaming and shouting for years and years and years, and to empty ears, to people who don't want to listen.
Some say that they would like to see responses from government officials following today's rally.
We need the government to respond to this. We need them to condemn what's happening in Israel. We need to sanction Israel.
Others say that protests are a symbol of solidarity with those who are protesting in Palestine.
We have to make it clear for the United States, for the city of Chicago, that what's happening in Palestine, we're not going to stay silent. As long as our people are under occupation, as long as our people are resisting the vicious occupation of Israel, we're still going to come out. We're going to come out strong, and we're going to protest.
Good Day DePaul reached out to groups at DePaul that traditionally have been supportive of Israel, but none responded to our requests for interviews. Meanwhile, in Chicago, some Palestinians say they will continue to protest until Palestine is liberated. For Good Day DePaul, this is Dua Israr.